Hey guys, welcome back for another instructional video. Today I'm going to talk to you about alignment. So the first thing we're going to check on for alignment is your bridge. The pen trick is a really good classic way of identifying if your bridge is aligned. If you were to make an open hand bridge, and then just to clarify what that looks like, touch your thumb to your index finger, the meat right here between the first and the second knuckle there, and you just touch those guys together. Now you automatically create this little V here. Make sure that these fingers are spread out for a nice footprint, and palm goes down. If you place a pen on your bridge, your pen should be in alignment with the ball. If it's pointed in one direction or another, that means that something is going on with your arm or your wrist, or something is getting you out of alignment. If your front end is misaligned on your car, you know what that would do. So the same thing is going to happen here with the cue. You can do the same thing with a closed bridge. Take the thumb to the same spot on your middle finger and then touch it with your index finger. Place the pen in there and palm goes down. And when that happens, if you're aligned, the front end is going to be good. Now, the feet are really the way that the rest of the body aligns. And what I would urge you to do is consider trying this trick of eyes closed, okay? Step into the shot like you always do. Just get down on your shot like you always do. Close both eyes. And with both eyes closed, stand up with your cue in your hands and go back down. The whole time your eyes stay closed the entire time, okay? So, you just go back to where you think the cue ball was. If you're still on the cue ball, you're fine. I'm aligned. My stance aligns for me. You may find that when you come back down, what you started here, now you're pointed way off the ball. If you're off the ball at all, that's out of tolerance, okay? You don't have to be perfectly centered on the cue ball, but you should still be on the ball. And you should still be the same distance. So what happens if, when you get down on your shot, and you go up and down, you come back down on top of the ball? Well, that probably means your grip hand's too far forward, or your feet are too close to the ball. Same thing happens if you start close to the ball. When you go up and down, you come back here. Well, you're probably too far away from the cue ball. Maybe your grip hand's too far back. These are all very classic symptoms that we're able to diagnose as certified instructors. But these are some quick troubleshooting things that you can do for yourself, and maybe check out your own alignment. And keep in mind that once you straighten out your alignment and your delivery, and you can send the cue ball straight, does not mean you're going to start pocketing more balls. Because if you're misaligned, you've been delivering wrong this whole time. That means you also have to aim wrong in order to make balls go in. You can only make shots by either having your aim and delivery both be correct, or your aim and delivery both equally and opposite incorrect. So if you've always been pointed to the right, you've always been aiming to the left. That's just the way that it is. Sorry to break the bad news. So, if you want to figure out how to get your alignment straightened around, because you're not coming back down on top of that cue ball, here's a really simple way of doing that. If you were to place your tip down right behind that cue ball, about 1/8 to 3/8 of an inch back from the cue ball, it doesn't really make a difference where your feet are. The cue stays on the line the entire time, right? You can just dance around that cue. So the objective is not to move your body or the cue around your body, it's to move your body around the cue. Place your grip hand wherever you think that it should be. Wherever that is that you normally grab it. If it's in the wrong spot, that's for another lesson. Turn your body sideways so that your feet are now perpendicular to the cue. This creates clearance so you can get around your torso. Especially for the ladies, we have what we call obstacles, right? So in order to get some clearance around whatever might be in the way, I've got the old dad bod I've earned here, then what we need to do is create that clearance. For the stability, having that back foot perpendicular to the cue is going to allow me to step away, and my 2 feet will be at different angles, which is going to give me the stability. And the alignment, of course, because the cue starts on the line and I move my body around it, that's going to get there. Now the only thing you have to fight for is comfort. Those are the 4 things I'm looking for in any student stance: stability, alignment, clearance, and comfort. And with 35 million pool players on this planet, there's no way I could tell you exactly what your stance should be without a little feedback from you, right? So when you work with an instructor like me, we're going to help you find stability, alignment, and clearance. But make sure you're giving some feedback. This is not comfortable. Pool should not hurt. If anybody tells you that you're going to be sore after a pool lesson, run. Because what we're going to do is not teach you how to shoot like us. We're going to teach you how to shoot the way you're built to shoot. So, grip hand goes wherever the grip hand goes. And again, that's for a different lesson. Back foot is near the grip hand, not underneath the cue. If it goes up underneath the cue, you won't have that clearance. That's where the chicken wing happens, because you're trying to curl back up underneath it, okay? You're going to take a big step forward and just place your bridge hand up underneath that cue. And then check yourself. Up and down you go with your eyes closed. And if you're still on the cue ball, great. That's as aligned as you have to do. If it's uncomfortable, if it doesn't feel right, make the adjustments that are necessary. You might find a little pivot of the back foot, left or right, is going to change where the cue goes. That's because every time you step with that front foot, you're always going to be stepping the same way. That's a muscle memory that's there, that those hip flexors, they always remain at the same angles. So if that back foot is pointed this direction, when I step forward, now I'm pointing that direction. That's going to affect your alignment on that shot, right? I hope this helps. It's not everything for mechanics, but it's a really good start for trying to figure out why some of your shots might be off, especially if you're struggling with straight long shots. Don't forget, you're going to have to relearn how to aim correctly once you fix your mechanics correctly. Or just keep shooting incorrectly and accounting for it with compensation on the aim, as long as those balls keep going in. I do recommend, if you're going to start a program with any type of instructor that's going to work on your mechanics, and I've yet to work with anybody whose mechanics didn't have to be adjusted, at least a little bit, don't do it right before a tournament, because we're not going to be able to help you, and you're just going to end up breaking some stuff. So instead, wait until you have some time where you can really work on it. You're going to need about 2 weeks to learn and put into practice, so that it's a little bit more subconscious without thinking about it, and it's more natural. And so your emotional brain isn't trying to protect you from something that feels foreign. So give yourself about 2 weeks, without doing any tournaments or any important matches if you're going to go toying around with your mechanics, okay? If you have any questions, give me a shout. I love having you guys here. As always, I appreciate any requests that you might have to send over to me. If there's something you really want to see, let me know. This page here is for you, and I appreciate you being here. Thanks for subscribing. Train better, do better, and shop better at DragonBilliardsInstruction.com.